Good evening and welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Jerome Aegean, and here's some of the top stories we have for you tonight. A shootout in La Grande Princesse. A man is shot and killed in Estate Grove once again. The 29th legislature is sworn in. And get well wishes for one of our own. These stories and more up next on News Channel 8. In our top story tonight, a story that is still unfolding, a vicious shootout which occurred in La Grande Princesse just hours ago. Minutes after shots were fired, Wes Small was there.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. This is a breaking story just going on with Deputy Police Chief Hal, straight from federal court. You know, these are not his field clothes. Chief, we understand there was a shootout down here, and I understand now animal control is here waiting to go inside of this house. We are about a block adjacent from Elena Christian in Princess. Sir, what happened?
Well, officers got a call that there was a discharging of shots here at this residence here. They arrived on scene, and throughout the ground area they noted a number of spent shell casings. So immediately information was received through 911 that a white passenger van was involved in the shooting and had fled the area, and it had damage on the sign. And so officers began to search the area to see if they could locate that van. They did locate it about a mile down the road in an open field. And there was what appeared to be a shotgun blast to the side, as well as a slug that entered in the driver's side door. Officers on this scene went to the house, and they noticed that there was a number of impact points where gunfire actually hit the house. They yelled at occupants in the house, and no one came out. So at that time, they, fearing that someone may have been injured, they entered the house and cleared it to make sure that there was no injured persons inside. Upon doing so, they found a loaded shotgun on the floor and also a number of spent shell casings and also live shell casings on the floor. So at that point, realizing they had no injured persons in the house, they retreated from the house, set up a perimeter. We got on the phone with a Superior Court judge who authorized a telephonic search warrant, and we're in the process of executing that warrant right now. There was a number of dogs around the residence that we're looking at. The residence itself is in really bad shape. It looks like the foundation is broken. It's actually, the house is broken on one side. It's leaning to one side. The roof itself is got holes all over the roof. There was actually a hot pot that was still cooking when we entered the residence. So like I said,
Somebody left in a hurry.
Someone left in a hurry, and hopefully no one's been injured. But it looks like the investigators and the officers from Marshall Command did an excellent job on this one. They did it by the book, and that's why we're getting great results. We've got another gun off the street, and hopefully we'll be wrapping this one up here shortly.
Deputy Police Chief Hal, looks like as the minutes go on, we're finding more and more. We got some baby marijuana plants coming out now, and we saw that poor dog there, definitely malnourished, and now we got another find to the side of the house.
Yeah, there's I haven't counted yet, and we're going to pull them out and get them out of the bushes so we can count them good, make sure we got a good count. But I'm guessing there's maybe 25, 30 plants back there, different sizes, some small ones. Some of them moved to bigger pots, and I guess in the hopes that they'll get bigger. And even in the front of the house, right next to the entrance door, there's some small ones over there. So, you know, it's, you know, the thing with the dog is a shame. We hate to see things like that, you know, and hopefully Animal Shelter, they do a wonderful job trying to get these dogs back in good health. And so hopefully they'll be able to do that with that dog. And there was another dog that we took out as well that wasn't in much better shape. So
we'll hope they can be saved.
Yeah, and we're finding good evidence inside there. Definitely some evidence that there appears to have been a little bit of a shootout here between people residing in this house and elsewhere.
Is it Brooklyn? Bed-Stuy, do or die? No, it's not Brownsville, never ran, never will. It's paradise. Santa Cruz, the Virgin Islands, with 63 homicides last year, and we're off to a running start this year. When will the violence stop? Interstate Princess, just a half a block to where your children go to school. I'm Wes Small with another News Channel 8 exclusive breaking story.
Thanks, Wes, for being there on the scene as quickly as you were. I hope those dogs recover well. And in other news tonight, a 27-year-old man was shot and killed last week in the Mutual Housing home community. News Channel 8's Wes Small files this report on the victim's doorstep.
Thank you very much, Jerome. And before we get started, I do want to say a word for Lee Carl, all right, our senior correspondent in St. Thomas. We're all praying for his recovery, and we'll have more on that situation later. Right now, unfortunately, we're in Mutual Homes in Grove, once again on St. Croix, where we have recorded our second homicide of this short young year. I'm here in front of building 16, and we believe it was one of these apartments here. We have a young man in his mid-20s that was gunned down. Apparently it happened Thursday night at around 8:30. When police arrived on the scene, they saw a man in his mid-20s. He has now been identified as Krisha Ramkasan. Krisha Ramkasan. We understand he has 3 little children. He was here. He was fired upon. As EMTs and the neighbors tried to save his life, they were unsuccessful. Apparently, police said the victim was exiting his vehicle near his home in this community here when he was shot by at least one or more suspects who fled the scene after the shooting. Now, homicide detectives are asking you to please call 712-6077, 712-6075, or you could call 1-800-222-TIPS, or you could always call Crime Stoppers. Again, problems in Grove, Mutual Homes, Building 16, a man in his mid-20s, Krisha Ramkasan, a father of 3 children, now dead in the short new year. If we have any more information, we'll certainly get it to you. Mutual Homes, Interstate Grove, another homicide. I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
Thanks, Wes, for that. And, well, just like Wes said, the entire Virgin Islands are praying for Lee Carl tonight. Veteran newscaster Lee Carl, our correspondent on St. Thomas, is in an intensive care unit at the Schneider Hospital. He was operated on for a blood clot in his left leg, and unfortunately now we've learned that Lee Carl will lose that left leg just below the knee. However, Lee Carl is a Navy veteran and a committed 50-year journalist, so his spirits are very high and he's happy to be alive. After some rehabilitation, Lee Carl will return to the microphone. And we hope for a speedy recovery from Lee Carl. We need to get him back to work. And also coming back to work was the 29th legislature, which was sworn in today. If you missed it on the legislative channel, here's some highlights.
I refuse to become a prostitute and sell out my principles and beliefs on the altar of political expediency. I said it then, I said it now, and it stands today, because my history in and out of this body proves the understanding and the importance of working within groups and organizations. So I thank the majority caucus of the 29th legislature for recognizing the contributions that I can bring to that caucus based on my organizational history, experience, and skills.
We come here to look for no sympathy. I want this thing about I, as a woman, treat me differently. I am a senator. And everyone in here, 14 additional are senators. And I'm going to handle you like a senator. Handle me like a senator. You make nonsense, I come in after you as a senator. Okay? This water and power situation ain't no joke. This LEAP ain't no joke. I joined a group of people who I gain the confidence that will help me turn it around.
We are here to work together as a team. There's a time for politics, there's a time for campaigning, and there's a time to put the people's interest first. And when we're in this August body, or even outside, we always have to remember that we live here in the Virgin Islands, and we have to keep the people's business first.
And we want to thank the Legislative Channel again for those highlights. And when we come back from this break, we'll bring you your Caribbean Report plus more. Stay with us.